It was an all 2-stroke race, like 2 strokes only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So everybody drug their antiques out of a garage.
Oh, yeah.
And
I didn't have the best tire on. I didn't have the best gearing for moto. So it was kind of on the struggle. But there was this one kid, I think he's probably like 12 years old. He's a younger kid, and he was the first one I went up against. And we go down the hill, and we do the first jump and then the second jump.
welcome to Dirt Dynasty, where the legendary tales of our family's racing pioneers intertwine with the thrilling stories of today's riders. Join us as we navigate the exciting world of dirt bike racing, exploring not only the Workman family history, but also the intertwined story of the famed Whitlock family. I didn't know about this.
I told you. It was at the motocross race, the motocross track in Mona.
In Mona?
Mm-hmm.
When?
2 weeks ago.
No, that was a different race.
I know. I don't know how. I looked at the calendar, but somehow it's in there. And
Magically,
we did it.
There was a Mona motocross. I didn't even know there was a motocross track in Mona.
Yep, it's hidden, actually.
Oh, wait. I think I do remember something about Mona now.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I invited you to this one. But yeah, that's they just revamped the tracks. So it's a kind of a new track, and they were wanting to promote a big event. And so it was the Monsters of Moto event, and it was an all 2-stroke race, like 2 strokes only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you had a 500, there was a full gate of 500cc 2 strokes, old bikes.
People have 500 2-strokes?
Yeah, they're collecting them. It's like a collector's thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But so some guys showed up.
So everybody drug their antiques out of a garage.
Oh, yeah.
And dusted them off.
There was 1984 Suzuki's throwing fat whips over triples. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we got all these old bikes out, and it was actually kind of sketchy because the suspension has come a long ways. And so watching these guys do the jumps that we do nowadays on old bikes, kind of sketchy.
The whole thing could just fall apart in any moment.
They'd land and it would just boom, just bottom out so hard. And yeah, it was tough to watch some of them, but some of them they put a lot of work into them, and so they're pretty cool. Jason has a 500 that he has set up for desert racing, and Kyle Tishner raced that, and yeah, so that one looked good out there on the track, and it's a newer one, so it's like a 2004 or something like that.
Huh.
I say newer. That's 20 years old now. Yeah.
Wow.
So they had the 500cc class, and then they had a 250 class, and then 125 class, and a 300. They called it a big tank class. So people with desert tanks, they had an enduro course set up to where you go through rocks and over cement pipes and stuff like that. So I raced in the pro 125 class, and I entered my 125 into the 300 big tank class and raced that too.
Okay.
Because I had a desert tank, so I'm might as well.
Oh, okay. Was this your 125?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I know you were riding somebody else's 125 there for a minute.
Yeah, I bought it from Lance. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm got a 125 now. But yeah, the first moto, so they do 2 motos for each class, and the best score from the 2 motos, you kind of add up your scores, and whoever got the best between the 2 motos wins, So the first moto on my 125, I struggled. I got a decent start, but they had a big sand hill, and I am just working that 125 for everything it's got, trying to get up this sand hill. And I didn't have the best tire on. I didn't have the best gearing for moto. So it was kind of on the struggle bus. Moto 1, I don't know if I got last. I think it was 6th or 7th. But, yeah, so I came back and I put a sand tire on, and I switched my gearing so that I could maybe try and pull 5th gear up the hill. And it worked out. I got I got a good start. I think I was like third, and then I just ran out of talent. I don't know. Yeah, I got a good start, and then I got passed by one guy going down the hill, and then I was in a battle with a couple other guys for a while, and they ended up getting me. It's just I'm not as fast in the corners, and also I think I don't want to completely blame it on my weight, because on a 125, weight makes a big difference. Like the kids that are 12, 13, like they got an advantage because they're lightweight. But I can't blame it all on that, because I got the kid who won is probably my weight. Can't.
Do you think it was because you switched to the sand tire? Did they catch you like after?
No, I think the sand tire helped a bunch. Actually, I did better. Like I stayed in the fight longer than I did the first moto. Moto, I kind of got my doors blown off. But yeah, second moto, I ended up sixth again. But I was in the fight at least for a little while. The 300 class, somehow there was like a full gate of 300 two strokes. I got a third place start on my 125, which I was shocked by that. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be up here.
What do you mean you were shocked? You love that bike.
I do, but I'm up against 300cc bikes. Like
Twice.
They should have the power
the
to just like, I should have been last off the start. Really?
Yeah, but you've been telling me how this bike is twice the bike.
No. I mean, my 125's hopped up a little bit, but it's not a 300. Like 300 has like the similar horsepower to a 450. So, I mean, yeah, to get a good start on that, I was stoked, because it was dusty on the enduro section that they ran us through. Like just a bunch of loose rocks and just crap. So for me to be able to see was good, to be up front. So yeah, I think they had this, they let us do a sight lap, and they took us down this big downhill. And then there was like a road gap. Like it was kind of had like a little bit of a lip, but then they like jumped over this gap back onto the track. And when we did our sight lap, I seen that, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun. Because not a lot of people are going to hit that, because it was sketchy, but like I've done enough moto. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. So yeah, you're going down the hill and just fourth gear pin, just to clear the road gap. And it was pretty fun. That was probably my favorite part.
Nice.
But yeah, doing all the enduro stuff, I don't think 125 was that much of a disadvantage. I think my skill set probably helped me out. But yeah, I ended up third in that race.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got beat by the two kids that beat me, like in a regular desert race. Like I know them, and I got them covered. So it was like I was excited for the next moto, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win this thing.
I got these guys.
Yeah. So next moto for that comes around, and it's like 3 races until we're up, and my buddy Jared showed up. So I was talking to him, and Jace, that I raced the 300 class with. I'm like, I wasn't like super paying close attention to like when our race was going to start. I'm like, oh, Jace will come get me when we're ready to go.
Great. This sounds like typical Braxton.
Missed it. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. The race took off, and Jace was like, I think that's our class. And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Never missed a race. Never missed a start before, but so
you've come close.
Come close. I do that.
You've come close.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I cut it close.
Confess.
Actually, the National Hare and Hound that I got a hole shot on, I pulled up to the line right as they were lifting the flag up. And I'm like, woo, that was close. But that one, I had to go back and fix my bike. I found a couple bolts that were loose. So.
Okay, so you had a good excuse on that one.
Yeah, but there's a few of them I cut it close. But the trophies for that race, which I really wish I would have done the second moto for the 300 because I could have got a trophy. They did like, it was like a molding of a bighorn sheep skull. And they had like your whatever place you got engraved on the nose. So,
oof, cool.
Badass trophies.
Dang it.
Yeah. I'll have to get them next year, I guess.
So, like, what do you mean the skull? Like, are they 3D printed or like are they real skulls? What are they made out of?
I mean, I think they started with a real skull, but they made casts or something out of it, or maybe it's 3D printed.
Cool.
Yeah. And
I love cool trophies.
Yeah. And they had a show and shine for that race. Like they got all the 500 bikes together and did like a bike show.
Okay. And like a little competition.
Yeah. Gave out trophies for that.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And yeah, we had a lot of friends show up for that race and,
almost like they got an invite.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah. I think I called you the night before.
Could be.
So, oops. But yeah, it was a fun one. It was hot that weekend.
Yeah.
It was like 95 to 100 that weekend. So,
yeah,
even though it was only 5 laps,
I was roasting and I was
sweating.
Like, oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a fun one.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, so you missed the one and you got third on the other.
Yeah, missed one, got third on the other, and then I got like a couple of 6th and 7th in the Pro 125 class. But they did Friday night after practice, they did a straight rhythm, which is like, yeah, they have like a, 4 or 5 whatever jumps in a row, and it's a straight line, and you just side by side start next to somebody, and whoever makes it to the end first goes on to the next round. So that was super fun because I qualified for it, and then I'm not like super good at scrubbing, which in straight rhythm you gotta scrub in order to win, I guess. Okay. And the kid that ended up beating me, it wasn't by much, but yeah, he just a little bit faster on the jumps and whatnot, but super fun. Like and it was like an 80s theme or something. So Holly brought out some hair extensions. So I had like a Joe Dirt look going. Like, yeah. And I had my helmet on with my hair extensions out the back, and I had my like American like loose button up shirt on. Oh, okay. Yeah. So kind of rocking the old, like the 80s look. And yeah, it was pretty fun out there on a 125, just sending it. Like that's probably the fastest I've ever hit jumps. Like the jumps were maybe not big, but I over jumped every single one of them. Like just going as fast as I possibly could. And I felt like I was scrubbing, but I probably wasn't.
Well, yeah, you don't do a ton of moto.
No, but it was fun because I was like one of the fast guys. Like it was a lot of fun to battle. There was this one kid. I think he's probably like 12 years old. He's a younger kid, and he was the first one I went up against. And we go down the hill, and we do the first jump, and then the second jump, he tried to scrub it, but like ended up just going off the jump like towards me, and we landed, and like I kind of like tucked him a little bit, and we like rubbed shoulders almost. It was like, oh shit. Yeah, but I ended up passing him and got to the
X climb, huh?
Yeah, I got to the finish, and he's all, dude, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to run into you. I'm like, rubbing's racing, bud. Like, you're fine. So yeah. It was pretty fun.
And he might remember that. Rubbing is racing.
I talked to his dad and him a little bit after the race, and his dad was like, that was so cool. Like, cause I was actually giving the kid like tips on the start, I'm like starting second gear. Cause he was pretty quick, but he was still kind of beginner, so I was like giving him little tips, and his dad was like just super appreciative that I was helping him out. And he thought it was so cool that He's racing against me, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, straight rhythm and it was under the lights, so it was at night. They had like some lights set up, and so yeah, we were racing at night.
Cool.
One dude's bike came apart. It was one of the 500 bikes. I watched him the round before, and I'm like, dude, his forks don't look right. Like when he'd like go off a jump, his forks would just like extend farther than they should have, you know? And I'm like, that doesn't look good. And then the second round he comes out and then his front wheel's like wobbling, coming off the jumps. And I'm like, I was going to actually go tell him like, if you got another round, don't go. Like something's wrong with your bike. Yeah, something. But that round, there's like a little section of whoops at the end. Yeah, he hit those and his forks came apart and he just went ass over tea kettle. Like he was all right, but his bike was just like there's front wheel and forks over there. His bike's over here. There's springs laying around.
Yard sale,
just came apart. Yeah. But like that was the thing with those old 500s. It's like, you know, like these guys haven't rode them in probably, I don't know how many years. And they're just like, oh,
they're not built for that.
Let's bring them out of the garage and send them off some triples.
Just blow the dust off them, fill them full of gas, and let's go.
Yeah. So
gotta love his moxie.
But it's pretty fun to watch like the fast guys on those old 500s. Like Tyler Lynn, he was out there on his Honda 500 and he was ripping on that thing. It was fun to watch.
Nice. Thanks for riding along with us on this episode of Dirt Dynasty. We hope you enjoyed the adventure as much as we did sharing it with you. Don't forget to subscribe and never miss a story from our family's dirt-filled escapades. Until next time, keep the rubber side down.